We continue to track the impact of that powerful atmospheric river that brought some of the strongest winds our area has seen in decades. So we know at least 3 people have been killed by fallen trees in Northern California, including one man in Carmichael, another in Yuba City. Right now, there are more than 290,000 people in the dark statewide, and Governor Newsom has declared a state of emergency in 8 Southern California counties, including L.A., Orange, Ventura, Riverside, and San Diego.
This is the scene we're seeing all over, right? Massive trees ripped right from their roots, hitting homes, cars, blocking roads. This was taken along Franklin Boulevard and Donner Way in Sacramento. The city of Sacramento says as of this morning, it's received more than 400 calls for service just for trees alone. CS 13's Tori Abadaka in Sutter County with a look at the cleanup efforts there.
I think we're all just still in shock.
A nearly 100-year-old pine tree destroying Donna's home on Richland Road.
A granddaughter. She didn't even want to come back here.
The 5-year-old was laying on the couch when the branches broke through and drywall covered her, but Donna's daughter yanked her up just in time.
There's a branch, actually a pointed that way, but it's above her head. But that's where she would have been.
Her husband had been in the garage moments before.
We could have lost both of them. So it's hard. It's really hard.
Then all of a sudden we heard wham. So that it was loud.
The tree's twins survived the storm, still standing about 90 feet high in front of Patricia Smith's home.
You can see it took our power line down and it's connected to the house.
The tangle of tree limbs and power lines making for a mess.
It's a disaster.
Displaced but alive, Donna knows this wasn't the case for everyone in Yuba City. Across town on Tres Picos Drive, an 82-year-old man was crushed and killed by a redwood in his backyard. Officers believe he was using a ladder to try and clear the tree away from his home. The wind gusts less intense Monday, but a reminder of the devastation it can cause.
I feel like we came out of it alive.
You can see just how tall that other pine tree was that actually survived this storm, well above those power lines up above. And then just how massive this root was. You can just imagine the intensity the wind had to have had to completely uproot it. Again, that neighbor telling us that it was close to 100 years old. Donna, though, says that she is staying at a motel right now, still trying to work through insurance, not too sure how long it will take for all of this to be cleaned up.
Yeah, so tough on so many people out there. And just looking at you standing near the roots of those trees.
It's always so jaw-dropping that the root system is just uprooted by these powerful winds.
Shows you how strong they are. Tori, thank you. Another person in our area also killed as a result of yesterday's storm. 41-year-old Chad Enzi died from blunt force trauma at the hospital after a tree fell on him in his backyard. Along Gibbons Drive in Carmichael is where this happened. There's a third storm death reported in Santa Cruz County.
Let's go to Solano County now, where an incredibly close call for a Vacaville family took place. Look at your screen. Video shows a tree limb stuck like a spear through the roof of the home. Wow. Almost hitting the ground. Their son just thankful his parents weren't home at the time. Listen.
Came straight down. It was probably about a foot off the ground right here. And funny enough, my parents were probably, 30 minutes before this happened. They were playing with a cat right in this area.
Well, the family had to lay out tarps and buckets to stop the rain from pouring out of that hole and causing even more damage.